last month I could do like that big, because I got to start thinking about the winter from July on. Yeah, I could pay down the debt, but I got to make sure that I got my winter covered, right? So once I have like from July to July sort of covered, so to speak, which won't happen in 1 month. I'm usually getting about a month and a quarter saved up for living expenses. So you can see how I have no disposable income. It's like my income's just for operational expenses and you know, like bills and stuff like that for now. But it sets me up better down the road. So by the end of the season, that's when I have the money to go to the studio. That's when I have the money I can go golfing. You know, do one fun thing a month. I mean, it's been since basically 2019, and not just me, but for a lot of people. Like, I haven't gone anywhere. I think I've been to 2 restaurants since, you know, and not fancy restaurants, just the local restaurants. Like, it's really, really like, you got no life whatsoever, right? So for me, yeah, music is my life kind of thing. But I'd like to go out and enjoy things. I'd like to go see some live music, go play music live. It's really hard to get gigs and stuff like that pay, because all that stuff, it's not that it's going away per se, that it's gone, but it's people aren't investing. You know, like the Gen Z are antisocial. They don't go out to the bars as much. You know what I mean? Which I guess is kind of a good thing in the sense that they're not drinking as much, probably. Well, they probably do, but they're just doing it at home, which is even worse. That means they're all depressed. You know, depressed people drink at home. You know what I mean? I don't drink at home. I've always had that rule that, you know, I drink to socialize, not to, if I get drunk, whatever, but I drink to socialize. Otherwise, why, you know, I use that for, oh, let's just buy a case of beer and say, oh, no, I want to go see fucking women, man. You know, like, I'll go up by myself, you know what I mean? I'll socialize, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't drink hardly at all anymore, but, you know, it's just that, but, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm at home enough as it is. You know what I mean? I want to get out and see people, you know, enjoy life a little bit. Holy jeez. It's definitely going to be a hot one today. I'm feeling it already. I'm really feeling it. Hopefully not too hot to cut the grass though. I'll cut it anyway. Like, I'll cut it, and if it burns, then I just don't cut it the next week. You know, because I try to keep myself working as much as possible, right? But anyway, yeah. So if I get that $1,000 down on the credit card, that'll bring me down to like 11 something, and then with this month's charge, it'll be like 13 or something, whatever. But the cool part is my 7-string is now officially going to be paid off, and that just leaves me with the Mark Holcomb guitar. Now, after I pay off the Mark Holcomb guitar, I am going to buy another guitar, but I'm going to do it getting them to charge me by the month, which, yes, you pay a little extra interest, but you pay a lot less interest when, because you can wipe out the debt each month pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you get a $2,000 guitar, right? And you put 500 down on it. Okay, so, and let's say your credit card was at 0. So now you're at credit card payments on $500, plus say the monthly charge, we'll say is like 100, we'll say 150 bucks. So by the end of the month, you're at 650 bucks. So you're going to pay interest on that, but let's say you put 500 on the card and you only have that 150 left to pay, or maybe you pay it all off. Okay, you're not going to pay that much interest on the card, right? But where you win, sort of, kind of, is that you don't necessarily win, but what happens is now, instead of what you would pay to just not do the in-store financing, okay, let's say you didn't do the in-store financing, okay, and you just did the, hide that a bit. You did the you know, like the whole $2,000 on the card at once. Well, on $2,000, there's going to be like 80 bucks interest or something. Well, no, sorry, 20 bucks interest, right? But on 600 bucks, there's going to be like 8 or 9 bucks interest, right? Now, that said, if you add up the interest on the other guitar, you know, financed, plus add up the interest on the monthlies, it's actually cheaper to do it that way, in a sense that if you were to just put it all on the card all at once, again, you'd pay probably, on that $2,000. If you could keep the payments basically zeroed out each month or pretty close, you're only going to pay maybe an extra, say, $100 or $50 to $100 of interest, opposed to paying, say, $200-300 interest at $2,000. You know what I mean? Like, it's like $20 to $30 interest there, right? So you might pay. You're probably going to pay like $50 to $100 less doing it. I know it doesn't sound like it would, but that's only if you can make the payments high enough, right? You don't do the minimum monthly payment. You never do that. You do double to triple to quadruple whatever the minimum monthly is. That's the only way you'll ever get the credit card get down. If I did my minimum monthly payment right now at $117 a month, it would take me like 7 or 8 years to pay off that credit card. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how much interest you pay in that amount of time, right? So the idea is not to get into that problem. So the idea is only if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, you don't do it. But yes, you're paying a little bit more on the interest of the in-store financing, but you're saving on the credit card. So it kind of balances out. I crunched the numbers. It's only if you can kind of zero it out, at the end of the month or pretty close to it. So let's say you can only pay half of it, right? Okay, you're still going to end up probably $75 to $100 cheaper less interest doing it this way, But that you got to plan it out. So you got to plan it out. So if you can make above the minimum monthly payments to the point where you can wipe the card down to zero almost each month, well, then you pay like next to no interest whatsoever, right? Because it doesn't accumulate. So if you pay $3-4 interest each month, who cares? Extra. It's still cheaper than doing the whole purchase on the card all at once, especially on sums that high. But let's say, okay, you can pay the credit card off. You put $2,000 in and you can pay it off in 3 months. Yeah, then it's cheaper to do it that way. But if it's going to take you, like, say, a year to pay it off, it's cheaper to finance it and do it that way. So it depends on how much money you're going to be bringing in. So if I bought, say, another guitar at the end of, July or something like that, or August, I know August, September, October, my income's going to dwindle to nothing, and the minimum monthly payments might be, pretty small. But if I have like money saved up, like once my credit card's zeroed out, then it's just save up money, and then it's like, okay, I can pretty much buy the guitar in one shot. I'll put $1,000 down on I'll just put the whole guitar on or chainsaw or whatever it is that I'll buy, because I do need the big chainsaw. But there's still hopes for Trecon, but Gary isn't feeling well these days, so I don't know if he'll get around to fixing it up. But I could definitely use that big freaking saw this weekend on that spruce, that's for sure. But whatever it is I buy, it doesn't matter, because I am going to get